Well, hello there, and welcome to episode 24 of my Minecraft 1.15 Let's Play. I'm in my villager trading center, and I was trying to do some villager management to deal with some overflow here. I've got an absolutely ridiculous number of villagers here. I let it breed for far too long, and if I'm ever going to move this, I don't want to move it with all this many villagers in it. So I was trying to deal with some of the villagers. I could use a few more clerics, maybe replace my librarians here and maybe set up some other trades and stuff like that. But I noticed something very peculiar. So this zombie right here, he's got a sword in his hands because that would speed up the process of him killing the villager, and then they would turn into a zombie. But now in Minecraft 1.15, I have to block line of sight because the zombie will always follow me. That was true in 1.14 as well. Now, when he kills the villager with that sword, the villager just dies. So I think it's probably the sword itself that's doing that. I'm hoping it's not. Villagers don't turn to zombie villagers anymore. But I'm going to have to replace all of my zombies here because they're all using swords because it made the process faster, but apparently now it kills them. That's no fun. I've replaced this zombie back here with a zombie that doesn't have a sword, so I'm going to release him. And then I have to block line of sight here. So I can just do this. And we can kind of see what's going on here. And that one's dead. 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 And dead. So what in the world is going on here? I've done 9 so far and they've all died. Is this a bug or something like that? It's very strange. I've done a bit of testing in creative and I found that about half of them get turned into zombie villagers. However, I can't replicate this in my survival world because I've done another 4, so that one got turned. And I did another 4 in survival, so I'm up to 13 in a row that have died. Not one has been turned into a zombie villager. It looks like that one died. No, that one got turned. I can confirm that they do die sometimes in creative, which is apparently a nerf because I know it wasn't like that in 1.14. And it makes zombie trading halls a lot harder when half of them dies. It makes it a lot harder to turn them multiple times, which may be the point, but I don't know why. Maybe I'm just having a really bad run, but 13 in a row, not one of them turns. Very strange. I've unfortunately given up on the idea of finding a dungeon naturally. Somehow, in 20 some odd episodes, I have not yet found any sort of a spawner of any kind whatsoever. I haven't found any spider spawners, zombie spawners, skeleton spawners, nothing. I don't know how that's possible. I've cleared out huge areas underground. I've got a new quarry that I'm using, and I've determined that there's most likely not any spawners under that. So, yeah, I've given up hope. I know I was trying not to use the seed for as long as possible, and I think that was definitely a cool thing to do. But I think it's also definitely useful to show how you can use the seed to find these kind of things. So I'm on a site called Chunkbase. And the address is just chunkbase.com, and it's got this tool called the Dungeon Finder. I've loaded my seed into here, and here we can see are all the spawners. And so the green ones, I believe, are the zombie spawners. So I've got lots and lots of spawners. What I want to do is I want to try and find one that's like in my path, like in my nether hub-ish area, but far enough away from everything else because I'm going to be dealing with a wither, and I'm going to be trying to cage up a wither, and I don't want that wither's probably going to come loose. Let's just be honest. I've dealt with withers in the past, and they usually come loose, and if that happens, I don't want it destroying like my sheep farm or something like that. So I'm going to use this map right here. I'm going to scan around my world a little bit and try and find a good location, and then try and see if I can find one of these actual spawners. This area here looks pretty safe. This is within the range of my nether hub. The only two things on this side of the map are the Guardian Farm, which you actually can see in the map up there, and then the Witch Farm, which is way up north, which you can kind of faintly make out as a gray dot up there. And so anything in this area should be far enough away. I mean, we're going to be underground anyway, so hopefully the wither doesn't get out. But should it get out, hopefully everything's safe over here. So we'll grab the coordinates, which are negative 1900 and 600. I've scrolled over to that location in chunk base. You can see the x-axis is up here. So negative 1900 somewhere around here, and then 600. And it looks like there's not a lot in that area. There is this one right here at, looks like negative 2048, 612. So we'll see if that's viable. Let me go find that in my world. Yeah, those coordinates are still within my Nether Hub map, so let me dig on down and see if I can find that. It said actually that it's at y equals 32, so hopefully I actually find it there. I should be right on top of it here. I don't see it though, because it should actually be right down here. I didn't bring any torches with me. So let me see if I can scan the area. Hopefully it pops up here, and we can find it. All right, there it is right there. It's not perfectly located at the chunks that it listed. Is this a skeleton spawner? That's not what I want at all. I don't know if that'd work. It's supposed to be a zombie spawner, but it is a skeleton spawner. Alrighty then. Well, I'm going to see if I can find a zombie spawner. So it turns out I was using the wrong version here. I had it set on 1.15, and while I am in 1.15, the chunks that I'm looking at were generated in 1.14, and apparently there's a difference, and you actually can see the difference pretty clearly right here. There are quite a few more spawners. You can actually see right here, there is a skeleton spawner that I found very near to the coordinates that I looked at before, but there's quite a few here that I can look for, and hopefully one of these pans out. Alright, and this time I basically landed right on top of it, and yes, it is a zombie spawner. Let's plop some lights down here. And then there is another zombie spawner that's fairly close. I'm actually going to see how close that one is, and see if I can maybe include both of these spawners into the farm. I wasn't able to find the other spawner. It's somewhere in that direction. I actually went to the coordinates, and I just couldn't find it there. But it would need to be at most 31 blocks from this spawner so that I could stand and AFK for both of the spawners at the same time, and it's clearly much further than that, so it wouldn't work anyway. So the thing I got to do here is I got to set up a normal mob spawner with a drop of 21 blocks at the end of it. So I've got the spawning room set up there. There is a drop right here that drops all the way down to here, so they don't quite die when they hit here. I am not quite close enough right now that I am triggering the spawner, so there's nothing coming down the chute right now, which is probably for the better. So the next thing I need to do is I need to get some villagers here, and so I guess I'll set up a nether portal and try to move them through the nether somehow. Although I'm a little worried about where that nether portal is going to end up, because I might end up inside my guardian farm, and that would be bad. Alright, here's hoping I don't end up on the bad end of the guardian farm. I guess I can probably get out if I do, but it's not quite the bad end. It's not a great end. I guess I can... I don't know how I'm going to get out of here, honestly. Oh, it's easy enough, actually. I can just go back through this portal, and it should send me to the item output side of this thing. Yep, so right there. So we're safely... And then I'm glad I built this thing over here. And send myself up to the nether, up to the top of the nether, and then get back to my base fairly easily. So here's a downside of not having flat terrain. I got to get a villager from that building back there all the way over to this portal over here, which isn't too far, but man, they're notorious wanderers. So I got to do it in something. So a boat's not going to work really, because this terrain, you can't really go up terrain. It's just far too difficult. Actually, maybe I can just set up a portal over there. And actually, yeah, I can probably just set up a temporary portal right here. That'll probably work. Let me do that. Alright, so I got a portal set up back there, right there, and let me call for a villager. I need to get them out of this room into here, because I can't get a boat through this doorway. I guess I could just break these blocks. Those are safe. Maybe I'll just do that. That might work, and then I can just put him into a boat normally. And so there we got a villager. And didn't mean to hurt him. Let's get him a boat. Come on. Come on, get in a boat. Don't hide in a corner. Villagers are the worst, man. Come on. Oh, and the ceiling's going to be too low, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be too low. Maybe I need to flush him out with water because he's being a pain in my butt. He just walked into the portal on his own. So maybe we can get lucky twice? Man, they really like that corner for some reason. I don't really want to wash away these buttons, but get out of there. And the rails. Yeah, I'll have to fix some things. Come on. Just get that way. Come on. Oh. Did I mention villagers are the worst? I got the other one through. And I've got the first one in the boat already. So that they wouldn't walk back through the portals. Oh, well, that's a little bit awkward, but it'll do for now. And what I gotta do is I actually gotta make a pathway, because I can't, I'm gonna have to build out all the glass all the way over. I've actually already set up the portal over there and check to make sure it syncs. So I've got to get all the way over to this portal over here. So I need to set up a pathway that'll give me flat ground all the way over to there so I can get the villagers over there. The pathway is constructed, and now I need to cage these guys back in. And can I get... Alright. I do not want them to go back through this portal. So I guess I will break it. That way they can't go back through, because that would be a big old pain. And what I need to do is I need to get these guys into separate boats instead of the same boat so that I can row them each separately. And we'll just do that. There we go. And then they should be able to get out. Let's get them out of the... Turn our hitboxes on. Oops, what was that? Oh, okay. There we go. Let's see if we can get them into separate boats. Yeah, they would have 100% gone right into the portal, and that would have been bad. That would have been a real pain. Alright, come on, get in the boats. There's one. And don't do it, don't do it. You get in this boat. There we go. Alright. And then I can break this and start rowing this guy. Backwards, I guess. There we go. And all the way over this way. And this will take a minute. It's a very slow process. Alright, I got both of them over here. And so I got to cage them back in again. Again, so that they don't wander off wherever they want to go. Break them out of the boats, and then they should fairly easily. It's this pretty small area. They should eventually... let's actually just cage this guy in right here. And then... like so. Break him out of the boat, and... yep, went straight into the portal. There's not much other places for him to go. And then just do the same thing with this guy. Alright, they should be pretty safe there. Plenty of light, and nothing can get in. I believe I've got everything set up here, so there's where the wither would go, here's where the zombies would drop, and I need a villager over there, and a villager over there, so it's time to actually do that villager movement. So let's like break up here, into there, and then get them out of the boat. Come on, there we go. And then... set up a water. I might... these guys really want to be in the same boat all the time. Alright, and then let's do that. And that should work. Let me quickly break back out. There we go. And then if I put a minecart here... there we go. That's what I wanted. And I only had 2 extra powered rails, so I gotta kind of push him. Which shouldn't be a big deal. Except this little hill here. Come on, there we go. And then he could actually stay in the minecart, and I can break this block. And he's good to go. And then I gotta set up the rail for the other side. Alright, let's see if this will work. Same basic idea here. And then the part that I'm not sure about is this one's got to actually go on a rail that goes back and forth. So we can send him away if we need to. And yep, okay, that works great. So now if I power this rail, then he should go along on its way and then come right back. Yep, here he comes. And that's what we want. I think I'm actually ready for the wither here, and I'm a little bit terrified, and that's probably a good thing. And I've realized that I haven't actually tested this in creative, which I should probably do. Things change from version to version, and it's probably really important that I go into creative and test this out. So let's go do that first. This should be the same basic setup here. I am in creative right now, so let's actually switch over to survival. And then I'm pretty sure that what I need to do is come over here and set up him sideways like so. And then set up the skulls. Alright, I'm in creative. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm moving like 30, 40 blocks away so that he doesn't start targeting me. Alright, explosion is expected. And then I'd come on over here, and it looks like he's actually nice and trapped. And I gotta switch this switch right here so that the second heads start targeting that guy over here. And then I should be able to come in here. And this is the kind of damage I can expect. And I don't really have any blocks to jump on, but I should be able to. What I'm supposed to do is place some iron trapdoors, which I also didn't put in my inventory. But in general, it seems like this is working. So we'll just deal with that stuff in actual survival. I'm still a little terrified, I'm not going to lie. But it looks like everything's working well. I've done a bit more preparation here. I've got this switch set up that I needed for that thing. I've got the villagers all caged in completely. Actually, I should probably get these blocks down here in case like a little villager might. Because I imagine some of these lamps are going to get blown up by the wither, and then we might have spawnable spaces, and I don't want the villagers to get hit by any zombies and then lose them. That would be bad. I got the same thing going on over here, so this guy's all completely encaged. And then I've got my pathway down that way so that I can escape the area. And then I've also set up the AFK area, which is up there. So I think, yeah, I mean, I guess here goes nothing. So might as well go for it. It's also worth mentioning that this is the only wither skulls I have. So if this doesn't work for some reason, not only am I going to destroy a bunch of this, I'm going to have to go get more wither skulls. Oh man, this is... I've never had this go well. But maybe it's better now. Alright, let's oh man, alright. Looks good. Alright, he's still in his cage. Shooting at the right guy. There's definitely some lights that got shot out. Come on. Let's get in there. Flip the switch. That should... Oh man, it's so terrifying to just see a wither just standing there next to me. Alright, yeah. Looks like we're good here. And let's put some lights in. Get our trapdoors. Got them right here. One there, one there. Not there. Right there. And then on the other side as well. And he probably, yep, he blew up the soul sand underneath those. These two actually aren't that important, because we're not going to have zombies on that side. So, block down. There we go. Oh, this is still terrifying. I'm just standing next to a wither. And there we go. That looks good. We did lose one block here. Might have been the explosion. Shouldn't have been. I'm a little worried about that block there. Alright. And then one last thing is I need to get some hoppers underneath there. So my hoppers are in my ender chest and my inventory is cluttered. And I'm going to have to repair all of this ground here. and then there's an additional circuit that turns off this torch for a second and sends the villager on its way. So if I have a server reset and I come here and the guy is pointing the wrong direction, then I need to hit a button and it'll fix it before he starts blowing up too much stuff. But yeah, so let me set all that up. I've got the redstone set up, so it's this button back here. So if I push this button, the villager there will be sent on his way. He will actually switch his heads, and he starts shooting this way because this guy's not blocked off anymore. And then this guy will come back in, and then shortly this guy's blocked off again, and the wither turns his head. That allows me to reset the system. I also put a glass wall here so that if that's what's happening, the wither doesn't target me. So there's just a few more details to sort out here, but we can come up here and we can actually see it working. So my AFK spot and my nether portal are up here, and one of the details I need to iron out is the nether portal itself, because it's kind of a pain because it still goes to the guardian farm on this side. And I've got a glass wall. I can actually see what's happening here. Somehow there's a spider up there. I might have to go in and kill him. But these lights back here are just far enough away that the light level here is 9. So that means it's 8 there and it's 7 in there. So I can see inside, but it's not actually hurting any of the light levels inside of the mob farm. So let me give it a few minutes. Been AFK here for about an hour, so let's go on down and see what we're dealing with here. It should be about 400 wither roses per hour is what Ilmango said, so that'd be 6 stacks and a quarter. So we'll see how we're doing here. And the chest is right there, so we got 5 stacks and a little less than a quarter. And it matches up with the rotten flesh, so we're just not getting the proper number of zombies spawning in the first place. It might just be variance, but it's not really a big deal because, I mean, this is 5 stacks of wither roses. If I do an AFK session for this, that will probably set me for life if I did this overnight or something like that. So I don't know if I need to do anything special here, like move the items up or fix the nether portals. I probably will anyways, just because it's convenient if I ever need to come back. But yeah, I mean, even 5 stacks of wither roses is quite a lot. And I will do an overnight session so that we just have just a ton of wither roses, and I probably will never have to worry about it again. Man, this place still makes me nervous, but I've got a storage system all set up. So I got a whole bunch of double chests here feeding into a single shulker box. This shulker box is just barely full, so we're just into the hopper just now. I did a little bit of AFKing. So I only really need 1 shulker box because, I mean, do I really need more wither roses than this? Probably ever. I'm not sure. I'm still going to AFK because, man, this, like I said, this place makes me nervous. I want to get as much as possible so that I don't have to deal with the wither any more than I have to. And then I set up a water elevator and a water drop here, so that'll send me up to a nether portal up at y equal 128, so I don't have to worry about ending up in the guardian farm nether portal. So this is all pretty standard fare right there. Nothing too special there. And then I did the same thing here for going down to the lower level, because actually I've discovered that this resets whenever you go through the nether portal in the first place. So as soon as you come here, you need to drop down as fast as possible and hit that reset button so that it doesn't blow up too much stuff, possibly killing one of the villagers. And then so the item collection system we got through here. So there is a sorter here. So it only sorts out the wither roses, everything else, because I got some chickens and feathers and stuff as well. I don't want any of that nonsense. So, and it's so rare that it's just not worth worrying about. And those go into a dropper, and the dropper is ejected into lava. And then over here, they got a long hopper chain. I should probably put some composters on top of these. And that shoots into an item elevator. Item elevator goes all the way up to the top there, and that's where my item storage system is. So yeah, it's this is all working great. Pretty happy with this. Like I said, I want to just AFK and not have to deal with this too much anymore, because it just still freaks me out. I'm running a little overtime on today's episode, but it's still pretty important that I work on the floating island, so I will do that via a short time lapse. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.